Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and our welcome guests. Persistence in the cause. And the cause is evaluating. This is part 3. Part 1, we talked about the way you are evaluated in a contest, and I brought out the contest form, and we looked at that and saw the different things on how you're judged. Part 2 was the official Toastmasters International program education session on what to consider when you're evaluating. Tonight is going to be a little bit more of a personal take. In evaluating, evaluators give opinions, and tonight I'm going to give you my opinion on evaluating. So the purpose of evaluating is to encourage the speaker's confidence and to encourage growth in that and growth in their skills. That's the main thing. The second thing is we want the speaker to come back and speak again after you have given an evaluation. 2 important things. They require trust. So really, my theme tonight is going to be about building trust. Trust is built by preparing for the role. In preparing for the role, the main thing you're going to do is have a pre-conference, a little meeting with the person you're evaluating. And when you do that, they'll share certain things that they want evaluated in that meeting, and they'll get to know you, and you'll find out how they can improve and what they're looking for. You are also then, in this meeting, knowing that they are part of a team. They're giving a speech, you are as an evaluator, and you're working together with the Toastmasters so that that person can be properly introduced, and then they can be properly evaluated afterwards, and everybody works for their growth. The idea here is we do not want people just getting up and winging it, just coming in and giving an evaluation without any thought. Now, there are times when we have to kind of wing it. For example, Aiden didn't know he was going to be my evaluator until tonight. So we just had a quick talk there before the meeting. Sometimes you won't know until the meeting started, so you have to have a little quick talk with the person on the break. And if you talk to them and find out what it is that will help them in terms of an evaluation, what things they're working on, what the manual skills are. If you do that quick little homework thing, your evaluation will be on task, and that will help to build trust. Preparing to evaluate is working with the speaker as part of a support team, knowing the speaker's purpose. We all have a reason for giving a certain speech. Yes, there's certain things in the manual that we need to do, but always the speech is our own material, and we have something. So you want to make sure you know why it is that they're speaking at that time. And then discussing how the evaluation sequence will occur. And you do this discussion ahead of time. You want them to know that you're going to list some strengths they have. You're going to give them some tips to help them grow, and then at the end you're going to sort of celebrate. You're not going to jump up and say, yeah, but you're going to meet with them after the speech at the end of the night and say, yeah, that was really great, and you did these things that you were working on, that was super. Because if you don't do that celebration, then they're missing out on that connection. And that celebrating together, of course, builds trust. Building trust when evaluating. The key thing is listening intently for their personal objectives that they've shared with you and the manual objectives that they need to carry or they need to express or fulfill. So that's what you're doing. You're listening carefully while you're evaluating. It is important to only cover a few things. Cover them thoroughly. You can't cover everything. But just cover those few things, and those are points that are agreed upon at the beginning. So the person being evaluated knows what they're being evaluated on. Building trust when reporting. That's when you actually are standing here now and giving the evaluation. Remember, we're giving our opinions on their performance only. Their performance, what they actually say and do. And we allow them to reflect on that opinion to improve their skills. We are not evaluating the speaker or comparing them to someone else, whether it be some politician or another member, as jokingly done tonight here. But we knew what Chuck was aiming at in that thing. And he said he was doing that in jest to begin with, and that's great. But we want to make sure that it's not the speaker, but the actual performance they give. The gestures, the words they use, how they delivered everything, and did it, provoke thought. That type of thing. Try to avoid generalities. So when you're giving advice, don't be general. For example, my daughter was bowling, and she was on a team, and the person next to us that she was bowling with, the mother kept saying, down the middle, down the middle. Well, that's the key to bowling, is getting down the middle, but the generality didn't do anything for that person's daughter. Or, don't go in the gutter, telling her what not to do. Yeah, that didn't help either. What the person needed to do is say, stand like this, square up your body, pick a spot to aim for, hold the ball, bring it back, let it go, and follow through. Very specific key things on how to get that ball down the middle. Well, those are the tips. Those are the things that we want from the evaluator to help us grow. So give tips, just a few, one or two, that would make the speech more powerful. That's the key thing. So in the end, evaluating requires building trust between the speaker and the evaluator, being aware of the speaker's feelings, and knowing that the speaker is not always going to remember every word you said, but they are definitely going to remember the way you made them feel when you evaluated them. So one more time, building trust encourages the speaker to grow